Welcome to the Beacon by Soul33 teachings for your past, present and future. Good morning, everybody. It is the 8th of September. We have another Monday mantra for you. If you're listening to this on the Beacon app, on YouTube, on Spotify, don't forget to do all the things, liking, tagging, subscribing, commenting. It all helps, and it really encourages us and the community to share together and understand what these soul progression lessons are about. And that's exactly what they are, soul progression lessons. They are not predictions. They are not here for us to be sitting with bated breath as to what's going to happen. It's more exploring your life with curiosity as to what Spirit is asking us to be aware of as we're working with ourselves during the week, how we can expand and heal and understand the lessons that are coming our way. Now, if you haven't joined the app yet, we have got the latest upgrade and we are tweaking things because you're coming back with little things that you're finding. Now, if you are a Soul Mastery member, don't forget I am sending you messages into a special Soul Mastery inbox that are supportive messages. Sometimes I will receive a message or a particular type of energy and I'll drop in there. And now you will need to go into the app to check that from time to time because I will put them in there as and when I feel like I want to have something to share with you. And if you're needing more help or wanting to join or renew, there's a link below in the description box. Okay. Now, with Monday mantras, I've been doing these for years, and those of you who have been listening continuously, you know that we come here to not just hear the words of the Monday mantra, but to feel them. That is who I am as the type of healer that I work as, is that it's not just jumping to the words and hearing them, it's really understanding it on a soul level, letting the cells absorb what is being said and how it's going to be applied to your life in some way. The opposite of the Monday mantras hold true as well. So if you're finding that you're struggling to understand, there is something not aligned. And they're not just exclusively for the week. I break them down every week, so there is a lesson for the week, but you might be experiencing something that I spoke about four weeks ago. One chapter after the other chapter to learn and to progress with. Okay, we're going to do a recap first of last week's Monday mantra. If you've got your journals out, please start to make notes. The way that we suggest that you listen to the Monday mantras is listen to them Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Read them in between. Even for me, when I'm going through the week experiencing my own things, I will go back and I will read going, oh yes, that's right. They told me to talk about that, because it really does help understand what are we meant to be doing with the energy of the week. As we do this recap, your job is to sit and feel into what all this means and what has happened for you. Last week, your Monday mantra was set as hidden meanings begin to reveal themselves. Behind every experience lies a purpose for movement, and even conflicts guide me back to what I desire. When we looked at the week's energy, we were really focusing in on the lunar eclipse that we've just had. So how were you feeling during the lunar eclipse? What was coming up for you? Because this whole month is about belief being restored. So the opposite of that would be, where are you losing belief? Because you need to actually come back to belief being restored. Is someone or something sovereign in your life? Is it someone or something that is sovereign in your life? What is sovereign that's coming from you, that is your own power? And can belief be restored? Because absolutely it can. We sometimes will go through these phases in life where we're going, oh my goodness, like why is it a deluge of experiences coming in that's making me wonder whether I'm ever going to get what I want? Am I in the space of drowning rather than swimming with the tide? And that's the thing that they're telling me, swim with the tide. Because the week that we've just had, we're considering and looking at what is a liability or liberation as a gateway to our movement. Sometimes we will experience things in life, and you might be experiencing this yourself, where it feels like a liability. Now, the word liability can be used in so many ways. It could be in relationships. Is the person a liability to you rather than someone that makes you feel free to be your sovereign being? Is whatever you're financially investing in, are you seeing it as a liability? Because people often get loans so that they can have liberation because they're needing that money up front first to do what they're doing, investing in a business, investing in whatever they're needing to do. And this is where we're really needing to look at, on a physical level, what is a liability or what is a liberation. When I think about the clients that I had last week, a lot of them were in situations where it was a liability for them and they needed to find the liberation to either leave that situation or create that movement. So I'd like to know in the group chat or in the comments below, where have you seen that a liability is actually the process for you to find liberation? As we move through into the eclipse energy, because we've got another eclipse coming up in a couple of weeks and also the equinox, we have just changed seasons here in New Zealand. We are in spring. And so as you would have looked a couple of weeks ago on the thumbnail on YouTube, those are guided. Spirit will show me what do we need to include in there as mysterious symbols and messages for you to put the code together. Just like life, all the pieces of the puzzle coming together. I was talking about last week the hard things that are needing to dissolve, whether they are coming up as lumps in the body or even issues like constipation or situations like that where there's hardness and no letting go. This is something that's really being asked of us right now, to be able to let go. And it's something I am learning also, to be just relaxed about things rather than taking things that I need to deal with it and do it now. Everything is a process. Everything is making progress. With the eclipse season, it is a time to pause, reflect, especially on areas like finances, abundance, and inner conflicts. This is why I spoke about the liability. They can be practical things in our life, like what seems like a liability, but you're actually leveraging it for liberation. And the delays, the blocks, the resistances that are coming up, they're not punishments, but a mirror of what we need to surrender with the flow of the waters and the internal waters, the emotions, showing you the places that are unresolved with tension and what is holding you back in the flow. Now, I'm going to say this to you. So, as a lot of you know, I'm not the most social person because of all my spiritual feelings and things. But I went to a party on over the weekend, and this is a party of a childhood friend of mine, and I went because I love her. Now, she knows I struggle being around crowds of people, and I came across this person. Now, I never had met this person before at this party, and for whatever reason, she was in my vicinity, and she started speaking. Now, it's funny, I'm feeling bladders activating as I'm talking about this, so just know that I'm telling you that. Bladders are activating, bladder letting go, being, I'm not going to use this word in case I get thrown off an algorithm, but being upset about something can sit in the bladder. Now, this person had very interesting views around money. I was telling her about my app. I don't generally talk to people about what else I do. I just talk about the app unless it seems appropriate, then I'll bring it up if I'm asked. And the person was like, well, you don't charge for that, do you? And I was like, of course I charge for my app. I said, those people who cannot see the value in others cannot see the value in themselves. And I said, of course I charge for my app. I said, it's such a huge job. And I said, it's such a significant financial investment for me that without the community, I can't do it. I can't sustain it. I said, it takes the village to be able to liberate me to create more. And she's like, oh, I never thought about it that way. And I said to her, well, you know, Taylor Swift has a gift that is natural that comes out of her mouth and she charges for her singing. And, you know, people who do art, you know, it's interesting, you know, sometimes we get these messages from people going, can you see me for free? And the thing is, and I don't know why I'm talking to you about all this, but it's all relevant to your worth, knowing what you're offering. And the thing is, when we are offering our gifts for free, people don't take that seriously and they can undervalue it. And it really depends. Everyone's situations are different because an artist, I remember someone reached out as an artist to the girls, Kiran and Lucy, saying, will Gaia see me for free? And I was thinking, you know, this person wouldn't give away their art for free because it's valuable. It's valuable for them. And it's a bit different, like when you're doing PR and things like that, or when you're, you know, because you're getting publicity or you're getting promotion for what you are providing for that platform. But when it comes to your liability, if you're viewing paying for something as a liability, that is where you're not going to find liberation from it. So whatever you are paying for, like our power bills, they can be high, especially during winter, but is it a liability or is it keeping us comfortable? So it's really reframing what you are responsible for in terms of what you are receiving. So it was a very interesting conversation because I was like, I never thought about that there's an expectation from certain people that because it's a natural ability that it should be free or shouldn't be paid for. It's valuable. It's valuable for the person because we live here, the person that's giving and the person that's receiving. And because we live here on earth, that is the currency that we value a lot to live our lives. So this is a message that Spirit's asking me to talk about in terms of the abundance aspect, the financial aspect of things, because it's been coming up a lot for a lot of people. If you are asking yourself this question, what comes up for you? Where do I need to cooperate? This partnership and leaning into people is really important at the moment, getting the support that you need. This is why I talked about find the people that support you on your journey with what you are doing, that value you. Where am I resisting harmony within and around me? This is really important. There was a couple of times last week where I felt very reactive, and that was because I was not looking at it from a place of I actually have support to deal with this. I was looking at it from taking everything on my shoulders. We're being asked to come back to a place of positivity, learning from our experiences, which, like the tests that we've been talking about, reveal whether we are operating from a sovereign place or from a place of where we're not valuing ourselves and knowing our worth. And that can come in different ways for so many people. Everyone's different. With this eclipse energy that is still lingering, because obviously the eclipse was just yesterday, because today is Monday, it is about living fully from the heart. And I can feel the heart space is expanding right now because we are awakening to love, to travel. This could be physical travel, exploration, the plan of travel, adventure, the courage to step into new experiences. The universe is reminding you that prayers and dreams and intentions have been heard. And this is going to be an important message for this week's Monday Mantra when I get to that. But the responsibility to move forward lies with you. If you are in a situation that is immoral, unethical, that doesn't feel right for you, it's your responsibility to move from that. And I understand that sometimes we can feel stuck in situations, but we are being given that liberation energy to find our way into freedom. This is a time not just to wish, but to act. And it's not acting with force, it's acting from that soft place of trust, of vulnerability, of openness, and to create and to revitalize our path from that place. So the eclipse that we've just had, the one coming up in a couple of weeks, it's a powerful mix of closures and spiritual rebirths. You might find yourself setting stronger boundaries still of the things that you want in your life, the things that you don't want to have in your life, what you're accepting and what you are not accepting. Letting go of control and trusting the flow of life. Strengthening intuition, grounding you through these transitions that we are making, realignment with what you really value. So what do you value? Tell us in the group chat, what are you valuing the most at the moment? And I keep hearing time and freedom, which is really important. Remembering you hold the power to decide, to dream, and to act. The impact that these eclipses are having. There's shifts on the emotional patterns. So you might find yourself being reactive and going, no, that's not a very liberating place to be, and coming back to the flow. Allowing yourself to release what no longer serves. Old karmic debts and relationships, wounds may be surfacing for healing. So you might be finding that in your relationships, whether they're with your mother, your father, your children, your ex-husbands, whatever it is, sensitivity and empathy will be stronger, which is really great. So you might be putting these boundaries in place because you are feeling more sensitive. And I had to bring that up with my girls last week that I'm feeling quite sensitive today. Please deal with whatever it is that was going on. It connects you more deeply with yourself and others when you have empathy and your sensitivity is showing you that you might need some support in other ways. This eclipse that we've just had, honoring our values. It's the flow of abundance and love. So there might be very loving things going on in your life where people are really stepping up to show you who they are. Or like the image last week on the thumbnail with me with my fingers crossed behind my back and the snake in the other. That was really for you to think about, because fingers crossed behind the back can mean a couple of things. It can mean like I'm lying, and it can also mean that my wishes are coming true. Which was it for you? I saw both come in. I saw deceitful actions in the karmic blueprints that I was working with people. And I also saw fingers crossed, like everything is working out. Let me know what it was for you, because these symbols and things that I'm depicting on the thumbnails are the codes for decoding. Reflection questions. Where are you still carrying the weight of anger or resentment? This was a big one. I saw this energetically with a lot of people where clients were coming and they didn't realize that certain people were holding resentment towards them, which was the snake in the one hand. What wounds can you finally release so that you may expand into greater love? I'm hearing the word reinvention also happening. So this is a reinventing time for you. You might be wanting to rebrand your business, or there's a rebranding apparently that's coming up. So really think about what that would mean. Releasing the resentment towards yourself, others, or even for life itself. Trusting in what is ending or what you are wanting to end, and clearing the space for something greater to emerge. Opening that heart space to compassion. True abundance flows when energy is no longer bound to the past. Really important message for this week's Monday mantra coming up shortly. Remember your worth. Forgiveness is not weakness, but one of your deepest strengths. Because in my culture, the eclipses are a funny time in life. It's like you're not bringing in new ventures, but you are reinventing and closing things off and taking all of your spiritual practices really seriously so that everything can karmically realign. Your action for last week was to pause, reflect, journal. Where am I resisting the flow? What am I being invited to release? Forgiving and freeing yourself, and really going through those action points and making a conscious effort to understand what it is that we're asking of you, we as in the greater source and me being the messenger through these soul progression lessons, to come back to the hidden meanings that are revealing themselves within what you've got in your current existence. What is the purpose behind the experience? What are the conflicts that you're having with yourself or others? And it's coming back to what you desire the most. As we move through the week, the Soul Progression Oracle card came up as the number 21, a new idea. The message with that card was, when truths are finally revealed from the shadows, it can feel like a light bulb switching on. Suddenly you see what you're waiting to understand. And I had that moment on Monday itself, actually. Last Monday, I was like, I understand what my health thing was about. And it started to get better because I've acknowledged what it's for. Especially if you have been wanting to make a commitment to something or someone, but had some doubt, you're understanding and seeing the clarity now with it. Is it liberation? Is it liability? What was hidden was never lost. It was simply waiting for the right moment when you were ready to receive it. Through new information or even another's behavior, observing how people are behaving, clarity comes, and with it, a fresh idea is born. The wholeness, integration, fulfillment, and the realization of your soul's purpose is the clarity. So the number 21, I loved it how it reduced to the number 3 because it was the 3rd of September when this card was picked. And that is about the number of creation, communication, and divine expression. The synchronicity with it being on the 3rd of September is that it signals a close of one cycle and letting the new idea begin. The hidden wisdom revealed. What was once veiled is now opening, lifting you into a higher awareness. The balance of a duality and unity, because the 2 is the partnership and the 1 is individuality. They're showing me the 3 of Cups as I'm talking about this. It's like that collaborative effort to help you grow. Everyone supporting each other in that community, just as how all of you on the app have been supporting this upgrade and encouraging us and telling us how much you love it and telling us what you're experiencing. Because it's such an important time to be able to do that. And those on the Soul Mastery Plan, don't forget to pull your Merkursha Says cards as well. His messages are slightly deeper, slightly more mysterious for you to really sit and meditate with. What is he saying to you? Why is this message coming up? we put up a reel of a tour of the app. Now you can find that on our social media and also on YouTube, so you can go and look at how and where everything is. Please spend some time playing with the app and getting to know it, because we've made it for you. And as you do it, you'll familiarize on how to use it to its best capacity. We are still ironing things out. So if you're having any issues, please email us at soul33@gmail.com with screenshots, with screen recordings, with whatever it is. And we're doing our best to iron things out. So we're really, really grateful for all the comments. It's just, when you've worked so hard on something and you've invested so much time and money into it, it's so, so nice to have your support. And I'm very, very grateful, because I'm committed. I'm committed for the rest of my life to building that application and having that space for all of you to heal and come back to yourselves. And with the Soul Mastery sending you messages, they're genuinely me after my meditation going, I need to share this with you, or whatever I'm doing. So really go in and utilize all of the features. We are filling in the moon calendars at the moment with different rituals and events, so keep looking at that as well. Okay, remember, I'm always here for you, but I'm only one person. I know that you all realize that. So those of you who are waiting for a session, it is always the right time. Remember, think about the analogy of the Nadi leaf readings in India. Sometimes they don't even find your leaf, and it's a matter of waiting for the right timing. And if you need any other help, we have mini readings, which are 3 short PDF questions if you're needing some support or guidance, soul magics for acute energy shifts, and also our personalized meditations, which are an investment for you to be able to have that in your app library. So if you're needing any help, soul33@gmail.com. Kiran is the person that looks after emails. And if you're wanting to join or renew, it's much easier now. Remember, we keep the link off the app, because if I had it all just downloadable and being able to pay on the app, it would be 3-4 times the amount because of all the costs involved for being on those platforms. So there is an extra step, but again, it's your commitment. Is it a liability or is it a liberation? It's like a club for the community of the Beacon. Okay. We're going to move on to this week's Monday mantra. So if all shift your backs, feel your bladder, feel your heart. Okay. This week's Monday mantra: I release the past, trust my inner voice, and move forward with patience and strength, balanced, whole, and ready to grow. I release the past, trust my inner voice, and move forward with patience and strength, balanced, whole, and ready to grow. Now, you're on the app, you will have a wallpaper, a screensaver that you can download if you're on the Soul Mastery plan, to save that on your phone of this week's Monday mantra, so you can be reminded that if something comes up, oh, that's right, I'm meant to be releasing this experience. Oh, that's right, I need to trust my knowing because I'm not feeling right about this particular situation, even though on paper it seems good. I'm seeing people making decisions about houses, okay, like moving houses or buying houses. So it's almost like if it doesn't feel right for you, don't just buy something because you want to get into the market. Do it because it's going to be freeing for you. So save it on your phone so you can go back and look at it and be reminded. Remember, belief is being restored. That is the high level of energy that we are being asked to focus on by the spirit guides giving that message to us. Belief is being restored. So if you're losing faith, losing belief, you need to identify in your life why. What is the hidden message? Also look at the YouTube thumbnail this week. There is symbolism here going on for you to evaluate and look into. We are being heard. We are being guided, we are being communicated with, this inner voice, whether it's the inner voice or you are hearing your spirit guides. And this week carries a sense of peace and purity. Now, there was a day last week, I think it was Thursday, where there was this gentleness that came through, and Spirit was like, be gentle with everything today. That is the energy that I'm feeling starting this week, where we're asked to come back to that gentleness, not being aggressive with our approach, coming back to a place of peace and purity, reminding us to release the past so we can awaken to our growth. So that means, as much as we don't love this, past things will be coming up to see how you respond to it. And remembering that as it comes up, oh, I understand this lesson now, I'm letting this go. Listen to your inner voice and trust it, for it is guiding you closer to what you are calling in. There's this one particular thing and person I'm looking for actually. And I have found myself talking about it wherever I go. I'm ready to find this person. It's got something to do with my business, and I'm trying to find the right person. And so I have been speaking to people out loud, telling them what I'm calling in, and I'm really realizing like I'm ready. I'm preparing now. Sorry, I'm getting numb feet sitting on the ground. Um, I'm ready, preparing now for this person to come in. So what are you trusting in your inner voice that is being exposed with your outer voice? You may notice the search for whatever you desire is intensifying. So what are you searching for? Let us know, because there might be commonalities in what everyone's looking for. For what you desire is intensifying as we prepare for the equinox on the 22nd and 23rd of September. So this letting go of old patterns is essential to arrive where you are meant to be. Not about the destination, but arriving where you're meant to be. This is a week of change. Your life force energy is returning, bringing with it a renewed vitality to share your gifts in the fresh, diverse ways. This energy, this is why I talked about your value in the earlier part of this Monday mantra. You need to see yourself as liberating others through whatever it is that you're doing or whatever you are offering. So this fresh, new reinvention is really important, that it naturally radiates outwards, reflecting the many facets of who you are and what you have to offer. Pleasure is so necessary. It's like, on Friday, I was like, bye, Lucy, I need to go out and have a cup of tea in the morning and just give myself that pleasure of sitting by myself and having a drink. We are not here only to endure or suffer, because we are here to experience pleasure. So bring in some pleasure in your life, whether it's sitting for 5 minutes and eating a piece of chocolate that you like, because that melts the body. It's an invitation for the body. This week invites us to celebrate the taste of the sweetness of life. I forgot I'd even put that in there. Perhaps something as simply as enjoying the cake or the chocolate. Allow yourself to experience joy without guilt, for it nourishes the soul as deeply as it does the body. Now, on a cellular level, have a look at the YouTube thumbnail. DNA upgrades are unfolding as part of your healing. This is why, do you know what they're telling me? You know how people can have diseases or genetic disorders that are passed on? It's like something is coming in to break that. You are the breaker of these inherited traumas. And on a DNA level, it could be physical, but also the emotional things. Ancestral stuff is coming up still at the moment for us. And this is a ceremony of sovereignty, a reminder that you hold the power to choose your growth and evolution and not carry all of the stuff that doesn't need to be carried anymore from the past. Nothing is holding you back from your truth. Trust yourself in the space of thriving, especially as new formations are emerging. New formations. So it's almost like as I'm talking about this, I'm seeing the rungs of the DNA change and evolve. It's like we're going to get an extra chromosome, or something is going to be given to us, especially for the new generation of children coming through. But it starts with us. It's like some of us are going to be the carriers, whatever that means. I'm being told to tell you. Care for your physical body, detox, rejuvenate, allow yourself to reset, allow yourself to rest. That is in a form of pleasure also. The ancestors are speaking. This might be what you'll be hearing through your inner voice, through old pain, wisdom, and power. Through the heart, you will hear them. You might be coming across, I'm also seeing people looking at old photos, and this is a really good way to pick up energy. So if you can look through old photos, I love that I've come from a time where I still have a load of physical photos. They're not just digital, where I can look through them. Healing on the mother line is rising this week too. It's interesting, when I was talking about that, I was seeing myself looking at photos of my grandmother when she was a young woman. Now, the turtle energy is back, okay? So we still have dragonflies. You'll be still seeing dragonflies in some way, because that is all about how you are looking at the world, the truth amongst the illusion. But the turtle energy, so I was at the gym the other day, and there was a guy cycling in front of me, and he had a huge tattoo of a turtle on his calf muscle. And, I looked at it and I knew that I was meant to be absorbing that energy. When the turtle energy appears, take life at your own pace. Stay protected, but not closed off to the opportunities. Remember your inner home and your inner voice. This turtle energy that's coming in is symbolizing patience, wisdom, protection, and connection to the earth. Its messages are coming in to steady and be grounded in our energy that is leading us to the spiritual growth that is accelerating so deeply and on a DNA level. Now, you will look and see on the YouTube thumbnail, I am holding a certain type of flower. Now, this week also carries a collective resonance. Flowers in a bunch are always given. Sometimes we get an individual flower, but this is in a bunch. So this is the support, the collaboration. Now, it echoes the moments in history that have reshaped how humanity lives. Yet for you, this energy arrives with a benevolent nature, bringing transformation that serves your highest good. You are encouraged to step outside your comfort zone. Your time on earth is precious and fleeting. Look at your experiences as full and dare to do what lights you up, like the light bulb last week in the Soul Progression Oracle. What lights you up? Let me know. I'm actually discovering that myself at the moment, like what actually lights me up, what actually is pleasurable for me outside of my work, because I find that pleasurable, but other parts of me in this reinvention that we're all going through. Recognition and success are flowing towards you now. So you might be being recognized for something at work, and if it's the opposite, maybe you need to look at why you need recognition or why you're not receiving it. Trust your ability to receive recognition. Trust your ability to stand firmly in the power of who you're becoming. Learn to discern the truth from illusion as you welcome what is meant for you. Where is your fear? When your fear is arising, you want to look at your masculine and feminine energies and where they might be out of balance. One might be working harder than the other. And for true liberation, safety and empowerment, those two things need to work together. You need to feel safe to feel empowered. So when the feminine is neglected, you may feel drained, unsupported, disconnected from your intuition. And when the masculine is overemphasized, you may push too hard, which is what we're being asked not to do, and force without balance. The invitation this week, where the fears are coming from, is the feminine energy of intuition and receptivity needs to be heightened to hear the inner voice, to merge with the masculine of wisdom and completion, or trusting that completion. Together, they generate a high vibration of balance, awakening, and empowerment, an inner wholeness that allows you to move forward with both grace and strength. Your action point this week, sit quietly with your hand over your heart. Speak aloud one thing you are ready to release from the past. So you might want to do this a few times this week, and before you do your homework meditations on the app. I trust my inner voice and I move forward with patience and strength. And then do something afterwards that brings you the pleasure, that brings you the joy. Give yourself a treat and anchor yourself into that energy of that reinvention. We're going to take a moment right now. If you're not driving, please close your eyes. And we're going to give you the energy now to really hear your inner voice. To hear your inner voice and enable yourself to let go. I can see all the ancestors on both sides of your family coming in, and they are giving you the patience and the strength that they needed to persevere through their lives. Now, you are being asked to just embrace the change that is coming, knowing that you're preparing for the equinox that's coming up, so that means letting go of old patterns. You're coming back to your heart space, really invigorating that who you really are now is the belonging that you're trying to create for yourself. Because you are here now to be in that space of love, to understand that you are in that mother energy, whether it's mother energy in a way that you're needing to heal from it, and you are accepting that, or mother energy because you are the one that's having to mother yourself right now. Bringing in the energy of the turtle showing you the way, slow and steady, while cosmic order is coming in place. And while cosmic order is coming in place, you are taking the ownership over your physical body to reinvent, to relax, to rejuvenate, to detox, and to be able to see through the eyes of the illusion, knowing that we are here in spring in New Zealand, but that is still wherever you are in whatever season, those seeds are growing. And it's about that releasing, it's about the allowing, it is about being at peace and letting things purify and knowing that you have a deep connection to your awareness now, being very, very aware. Remember, I'm always here for you. If you need any help, email Kiran at soulthirtythree@gmail.com with whatever subject title. Don't forget, the app is awesome now, and I'm really, really proud of it. So the link is below. I'm doing the Soul Mastery Summit with Next Level Soul in October, coming up really soon. They have kept the ticket prices low. They've dropped them again to encourage more people to come. And so the link is below to join that for an amazing weekend with healers all around the world that you all know. They're amazing people on this panel. Your Monday mantra, take this in, really take it into your heart and see it come out through your bladder. It's really important. I release the past, trust my inner voice, and move forward with patience and strength. Balanced, whole, and ready to grow. I'll see you all on the app, and until next week for another Monday mantra.